Toastmaster of the day.
Good evening.
Fellow Toastmaster. Today is my icebreaker, and I think icebreaker is mainly about life, and to be my life. I searched on the net before coming here to prepare a presentation, some kind of presentation, small or within the time, but I found out that most of the people who classified life, they made this kind of 4 quadrants. Regardless of the 4 quadrants of life, I choose for myself 3 columns. So it would be like 1, 2, 3 columns working in parallel together in my life. It could be one of them higher than the other. Sometimes it will change to another level, but all of them, they are parallel and working on the same direction. So also I search about the word of life. Life, they are saying that life is what happens to us while we are planning for other things. So you have to plan, but what happens to you is not the plan. It could happen later on, but this is life. And then we'll go to the word of plan. Plan, it's very important in life, and always I believe in planning. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So this is my slogan of life. I have to plan. I have to plan very well in my life. Anyways, going back to my 3 columns. The first column is for me is family and friends together. Family, which is classified into 2 parts. The old family, which is my parents and my brother, and the new family, which I don't have, which after getting married and having children. Still, I'll try to work on it this year. Then the small part of this column is the friends, which is for me is very big. I like to have a lot of friends, and this is one of my hobbies, to gain new friends in my life. Then going to the second column, which is self. Self, it could be classified to part of the religious part, it could be classified to the entertainment part, and the sports part. For me, I like sports very much, and since the beginning of my life, I started to play martial arts. I was fascinated by the movies of martial arts. Then I joined the judo team in my country. Then I've attended a lot of tournaments. Then I got a black belt. I've been in the national team of Egypt, of the judo. I got the gold medal of Egypt in judo. Then when I moved here, I also was fascinated by another sports, which is Aikido. Aikido for me, at the old time, I used to love judo as the best sports in life. When I saw Aikido and I studied Aikido, I found that Aikido is much more better than judo. Aikido is simple 3 words, Aikido. And Aikido, it means that the harmony of body, soul, and mind, where you are using the power of the other party against him. And simply in the physics, if anybody of you is an engineer, you know that it's related to Newton's 3rd law. For every action, there is a reaction equal to it and opposite in direction. I never use my power, I always use the power of the other person against him. So you can work like Steven Seagal if you see him in the movies. He's against 10 people and he's not even sweating. He's killing them. And everybody will see this, you find that this is acting. It's not acting, this is true. If you try this sports, they have club here in Jumeirah, it's true. You can fight with 10 people at any time. What helped me in life, that having martial arts discipline in my life, it helped me in my work, in my life. That's why you are moving to the 3rd column, which is the work. Work, which is the most important part for every person in life. I'll take it from the beginning. I was in a school named St. George College in Egypt. It's a British school. Then I moved to my General Certificate of Education. It's a British one. Then I moved to my college. I finished my bachelor degree in accounting. Then I attended a diploma in marketing. I finished it in 2 years. Then I finished my MBA. During this time, I was working in banking. I decided to work in banking from the beginning of my life, but I didn't have the chance to go in banking for the first day after I finished my education. My parents are the part of the first column. My father is a public auditor and used to be a deputy minister in Egypt in something called Central Audit Organization. He advised me to go for PricewaterhouseCoopers. When I went for PricewaterhouseCoopers, I attended around, I've been there for around 1.5 years. I got experience in handling or moving around different companies, and especially banks. Then I decided to go for banks. Then I moved to another bank named Mi Bank. Mi Bank is a joint venture between Commerce Bank, a German bank, and Egyptian bank, and Bank of Chicago. I stayed there for around 2 years. I was in the marketing department. At that time, it used to be named as credit and marketing, which was a conflict of interest. You cannot be credit and marketing at the same time. But I've learned very important thing that if you need to progress in your career in the banking, you have to go for something called credit course. So I've attended the Chase Manhattan credit course for around 9 months, continuous 9 months studying. Then I joined Amex Bank. Amex Bank, it was for me one of the best places that I worked for. It was a very good school. So that Amex Bank as a bank is not so big like HSBC or like Citibank, but Amex Bank in the Middle East, and especially in Egypt or maybe in parts like India and Pakistan, is very strong and they have very good school. Then I've attended the Amex corporate finance training. Then I've attended Citibank risk management training, which was each one of them around 3 months. Then during this time I was working parallel to achieve my target in life is to have better position. So I think this position, how to reach it, you have to work on 3 sides. The practical side is the getting experience inside the bank, the side of getting studies practically as well, which is the credit courses, and having academic studies like the MBA. So I was working in parallel, finishing my Chase Manhattan credit course and Citi, then finishing my MBA. Then just after finishing my MBA, I got offer here in the GCC in Dubai, and this was a good offer. Which forced me to move outside the country. I was not planning to move outside, but I went to my manager and I told him that I need to be promoted. He said that you have the MBA, you have the Chase Manhattan credit course, you have the Citibank credit course, but you have experience only locally. You have to go for the GCC area where you'll have more experience, you'll be exposed to more multicultural people, then you can be promoted to this position, which at that time was Assistant Vice President. So I decided to go and to move, and I came here, and after a few months I